everybody. Welcome to the podcast, the Project Investigation Collaboration brought to you by the Veritas Project. And as always, we are here with our gracious host and founder of the Veritas Project, Robert Curtis.
Hello.
And I'm lead investigator Todd Boyer. And welcome, everybody. Welcome back.
Yeah, welcome.
So, what we're going to cover this week is we've been begging you guys for a while.
To tell
literally,
us a story.
To tell us a ghost story.
And we finally got
And
one.
finally somebody gave us one. So we're gonna go through his ghost story and talk about it. In local news, Bob and I both got the Quest 3.
Yeah.
And we played a little game, little dungeon crawler game the other night.
So I found out that I have motion sickness.
Yep, he gets motion sickness from it. So, but that might be something that's coming down the pipe is Bob has OBS on his computer.
Yeah.
Which he can then run OBS directly right in, and on YouTube Live, we may have a gaming night or something.
Yeah, that'd be fun.
Bob and I playing.
You'll be able to see from my view.
You'll be seeing from Bob's view.
And hear Todd in the background and his character.
Yep. So we'll be doing that live, with my weird vampire teeth. So my character's got vampire teeth. So that'll be something that might come down in the future. And if we could find like some kind of haunting game, would be even better.
Yeah,
if we
were
find
talking
a good
about that Phasmagoria or whatever.
That one is Windows only, and you have to run it through your computer, then through.
Oh, do you really?
Yeah. So, but I don't have a computer to run it on. No, I wish it was. I'd own it already. We'd be playing the heck out of that one.
Lame.
But we'll find one. I did see one that was like a zombie survival game. Mm-hmm. So with up to 4 players. Are we plugged in over here? Is that our little wiggly plugged in? It is. We're good to go. All right. So for you Patreon members, the postcards are here, and we are signing them. And so these are the postcards for the Patreon members. I'll show them down here to the TikTok. Those are the new postcards, the Father Time postcards, and there they are on the YouTube. And if you are a Patreon member, I've already signed them. Bob's got to sign them yet.
Yep.
But we have them down here for Bob to sign, and they're getting mailed out real soon here. So that's another thing we got going on. Next week, we're thinking about doing that live investigation. We'll do the podcast from the farmhouse, and we won't cut the live. We'll just go, that is, if TikTok is still around. It'll probably be one of the last nights of TikTok.
What is it, 11, so that'll be...
Yeah, it'll be like the 18th.
18th, right.
So the day before TikTok goes away. So
the day before the embargo.
So what we'll do is we'll do the podcast live from the farmhouse, and literally go from the podcast directly into an investigation.
Yep.
We will not cut the live. We'll just go one right into the other. So.
Yeah, it'll be fun.
Hi, Berserker's wife. So, yep, we will be doing that. And what else we got going on? I'm trying to think. I'm thinking that this year I'll call the Lemp. August 18th is a Monday.
Okay.
And I was thinking of calling the Lemp and seeing if we could get something set up for August 18th.
Okay.
See if they will kind of hold it for us, even if we don't rent them all out right now. That'll give everybody 8 months to get their shit together.
Right.
Right, so get their vacations. So we'll have our second annual meet and greet at the Lemp Mansion on August 18th. It's a Monday. That makes it cheaper for everybody.
Yeah.
And then, people can take a long weekend. You know what I mean? Come in, hang out with us on the weekend or whatever, do the investigation on Monday, and then travel back Tuesday, and they can just make it a long weekend.
Yeah, that'd be
rather
fun.
than middle of the week. So Mondays and Tuesdays are cheaper at the Lemp Mansion. It's about $200 a room. But if you bring 2 people, it makes it nice and easy, and it's a destination. It is a paranormal destination in the United States for people to go to the Lemp Mansion.
Yeah, it's like
it is one of the top 10
type thing.
Yeah, it's one of the top 10 most haunted places in America. It's definitely top 20. It's on every top 20 list.
Always on the top.
Always. But last year we had a fantastic investigation there.
Yeah.
And a lot of happenings, a lot of good stuff for the spirit box, a lot of stuff.
Yeah.
communication with me through the spirit box from 2 floors away.
Right.
You know, just craziness.
Oh, yeah.
Just a great investigation. People had nightmares. I saw a shadow. Just a whole bunch of different stuff happened.
Yeah.
It was fantastic investigation. It's a great time. Bob and I are no BS investigators, right? We're down there where we don't screw around. We don't make anything sensationalized.
We don't add stuff to the word bank.
Yep.
We don't do any of that.
We are
stuff.
by the book.
Yeah.
So if you want to come to a place with, you know, and do it a solid investigation, and like not sensationalized, like legit scientific paranormal investigation.
Yeah.
August 18th.
100%.
And so that's the pre-plan. So I will call them on Monday.
Yeah.
And hopefully get that kind of set in stone. So, and the good thing is on Mondays and Tuesdays the restaurant is closed.
Right. That's the best part.
And
so that way all that extra staff isn't there.
Yeah, there's nobody there. We went last time. Bob and Angie picked up the keys for everybody.
Yeah.
And legit, after Bob and Angie picked up the keys, they left.
Yeah.
We had the whole place to ourselves.
The lady was waiting for
on.
me to come in, and I walked in, and she's like, "Hey, I know you." And I was like, "Yeah, I used to do tours here." And she's like, "Oh, so you don't need a tour?" And I was like, "No." She's like, "Okay." And closed the door and left.
And we had the whole place to ourselves until the next day. You know?
She's like, "All right, see you then." And then just walked out the door. And I was alone in the building from then on.
Yep.
So,
and that place is awesome when you're alone.
Yeah.
Just say that. That's the best way to put it. That place is creepy as hell.
You figure
alone.
it's like a bed and breakfast type thing.
Yeah.
So there's hundreds of people going through there every day because they go to the gift shop, they go to the restaurant, they go in there for to actually stay overnight.
Right.
But when you close that place off and then you're the only living person in that entire mansion, there's some weight to
yes.
it. You could feel it on you.
Yes. Yes, I've been in there at night by myself because Bob used to give the tours in there, and I used to give tours in there at a different time than Bob did. And our tour was split between the Lemp Mansion and the brewery, and there'd be times where I did the brewery half, and there'd be times when someone else did the brewery half.
Right.
And when somebody else did the brewery half, you're in the house by yourself.
Right. Yeah.
Waiting for the tour to come back, which is like a half hour, 45 minutes. And just, talk about feeling like you're watched, man.
Yeah, oh, yeah.
Even in the middle of the day.
You always feel like you're being watched in there no matter what.
Yeah. So that place is fantastic.
Nowhere you can go in that building where you don't feel like eyes are on you.
Right. So, so that'll be coming up. That'll be coming up in August, hopefully. Like I said, I'll give them a call Monday, and we'll get the ball rolling, and then that way it gives everybody 8 months to get their shit together. I want to hear no excuses this time. People are like, we didn't have enough time.
I'm taking off that week, taking vacation for that whole weekend and week, so there'll be I won't have to go back and forth like I did last time.
Right.
So I'm going to be there. You guys are going to be there.
Right.
It's going to be extra special.
It should be awesome. I would love to do what we did last time, is go to the Coquia Mountains again.
Yeah.
And then go over, and some other people, that were like, hell yeah, they want to go back to Ruiz or whatever.
Oh,
the Mexican place?
Zapatas. Yeah.
Zapatas. That place was fantastic.
Yeah, it's awesome.
Good food. So
yeah.
So that's that'll be coming up in August.
And I've finished my resonator.
Oh, did you?
Yeah.
Nice.
So I'll bring the resonator over there, and we'll
talking about the one that vibrates at the right frequency.
Right
on.
To put the spirit frequency out into the environment.
Nice.
To see if we can't amp some stuff up.
Heck yeah. That'll be fun. Yes. Alrighty, so
the resonator.
So why don't you explain what that is again? I know we mentioned it a little bit a few months ago.
I heard this story about what they call the spirit frequency, right? And the story goes, there's a guy who had his desk in a laboratory, in the basement of a laboratory, and there was an air conditioning unit that made this rattling sound all the time. And whenever he would sit at his desk, he would see stuff from his periphery, and this is a scientist, like a legit PhD scientist, and he's like, every time I'm in this room, I get paranormal things happening. I hear voices, I see shadows, I see stuff move, and he's like, I'm a scientist. I don't believe in any of that, but it happens to me. So then he started talking to the secretary who works there during the daytime, and she said the same thing. She's like, I see weird stuff all the time. So he figured out that that air conditioning unit resonates at a perfect standing wave right where the desk is. So he put a bunch of devices up there and measured it and found that there's this perfect frequency that's called the ghost frequency, and whenever you get hit by that standing wave, your brain just hallucinates paranormal stuff, like you're more open to it,
yeah.
Right? So I, as a science person, built my own resonator, and I can play that that exact hertz of frequency, and hopefully send a wave through the building.
Right on.
We will see. We will see what we can see.
Heck yeah. Heck yeah, that'll be awesome.
Yeah.
So, alrighty. So, like we said, finally we got somebody to send us a story.
Yeah. This guy, ADK Explorer.
He was in a few weeks ago.
Yep.
We pressed for everybody to send us their story, and he did.
He actually did. And it's a good story, too.
It's a good story. So, I'll read the email verbatim. So, if there's any English errors,
The
I'm reading it
typos
straight.
or whatever, because he banged it out real quick.
Yeah.
Because he was in the live, and then we told him to send it, and then by the time
within 5 minutes
it was in there.
We already had it. So yeah. So he hammered this out. So we'll read it, and then we'll discuss it and whatnot. And we want this from you guys too. We want what time, how you felt, how old you were, what the weather was like, as much detail as you can remember.
That's what we want.
So we'll go on here. ADK Explorer writes, we talked on a live stream a couple nights ago, and I told you I had an odd experience. Here it is. I take a camping trip to a large lake in Adirondacks on New York. The lake is the Little Tupper. It's a big, windy lake. The area has some odd history, owned by a very wealthy person and eventually sold to New York State. A few old house foundations down by the lake, but he wasn't anywhere near any of them. They've all been demolished by, I don't know what the DEC is.
Department of Environmental Controls or something?
I don't know. Or the weather over the years. Very beautiful lake, one of my favorites. I start the trip and kayak with my camping gear about 10 to 11 miles back to a seldom used camping site halfway to Rock Pond.
That sounds amazing.
Yep, that'd be cool.
That sounds
I have a horror
trip.
story. Remind me, I'll tell you about that. Well, actually, I'll go down that rabbit hole now. One of my coworkers, that's what him and his wife do. They go kayaking.
Oh.
And one day they got caught in a flash flood. And they were camping on an island in the river, which then flooded.
Oh, man.
But they luckily threw everything in the kayaks and tied the kayaks to the trees, and then climbed up trees themselves.
Oh, I got
and sat in the trees all night. And then in the morning, as the water came down, they were able to get back in the kayaks and head downriver. And they ended up joining the search for themselves for an hour before they realized they were searching for themselves.
Nice.
So kind of funny.
That's awesome.
So he's getting there kind of late, around 8:30, and he set up camp. And he cooks a steak and hangs some clothes to dry and settled in for the night. At around 1 or 2 a.m., he's awakened by something clearly sniffing outside of his tent. At first, he blew it off as a black bear and laid back down, but as he listened, he didn't hear any footsteps and bear huffs through their mouth, which is very clear. So I thought maybe coyotes or coy wolves in the Adirondacks. And he's like, I love them and I know them very well, and they all make noises and travel in family units and are pretty easy for me to decipher. So I know something is a bit off with this, so I sit up and turn my headlamp on and grab a flashlight. I open the tent, get out, and start to focus. It's a full moon, but the landscape at this location is well wooded and tight along a swamp/marsh and small mountain. It's not a good area, and there are no hiking trails there. I get out of the tent. About 30 feet away, I see a figure of a man standing around 5'10" to 6 feet tall. Slender and looked as though small amount of moonlight reflected off him, making him look like he had almost white outline. I was tired and just got up, so who knows, Anyway, this was very odd, extremely hard to get out here without a kayak or canoe. No motors are allowed on the lake, and the DEC has a regional office here. So I yell to the guy, and he starts just walking to the forest. I get back in the tent, grab my gear bag, and start to chase after the guy to see what the heck he's doing. And he's like, I can't seem to find him after about a quarter mile in the woods. So I stop, pull my infrared and thermals monocular out. And he's like, you can't hide from thermal, right? Yeah. So even behind trees, all he sees is aura heat. So I'm searching for him, and I can't freaking find him, which is very odd. He heads back to the tent and decided I'll track him in the morning. So he stays up all night. The sun comes up, and he decides he wants to see where the guy was headed. He says, I'm an expert tracker. So I start to look, and even though it's kind of muddy, not a single track that wasn't mine. Nothing at all. No real game trails either. It should have been very easy. The guy left no sign, no prints, no broken branches, nothing, no idea. But it's the weirdest thing I've encountered in 25 plus years.
Wow.
So
that's a hardcore dude. You think about it, because he heard a bear.
Right.
What he thought was a bear outside.
I'll just go back to sleep.
Like, it's just a black bear.
Just a bear. I'm good. I'll just rack back out. Right. Maybe he's got to be a veteran.
Right.
You know, like that kind of attitude.
Right.
So what are you thinking, Bob? I mean,
I don't know. That is weird. That you would be that far into the backcountry and see a person.
Right.
You know what I mean? Or,
right.
Like, that's definitely weird.
So if you're thinking ghost, I mean, what is it haunting in that area? You know what I mean? If he's out in the middle of nowhere.
Well, he said there used to be.
But he said he was nowhere near those.
Yeah.
So, ghost.
Yeah.
I'm drinking a ghost, guys.
Yeah, that is weird. I wouldn't even know without more detail on what the thing looked like. You know what right. what shape looked like, or what I would.
They said it looked like a person. So.
Yeah, but I mean, like, what was it wearing? Like period clothes, you know?
Right.
Like,
exactly. Was it just an outline of a guy, or was it, you know,
could he
like
just see the silhouette? Did he look like a fisherman? Did he look like a hiker or backpacker or whatever?
Right.
Because it could have been like a backpacker, and he saw this dude coming at him. He's like, oh, man.
Right.
You know, they might be cooking a meth lab or something out there and just hauled ass out of there, you know? Right.
So, yeah, I mean, who knows what that could be, you know? I mean, if you sit here and try to think about it, you know, it's like, you know, which route do you go down? Was it, you know, was it something paranormal, or was it something cryptid?
Yeah, right.
You know, and that's what it boils down to.
Yeah, could it have been a ghost? Could it have been like, what do you call it? Like imprinted on the environment?
Right.
Or was it like some sort of cryptid that was like the
like Slender Man or something?
Yeah, right. There was like something like that even.
Right. Which we haven't really talked about much, Slender Man.
No, that was kind of a thing that came and went.
Yeah. I'd like to, I was thinking about that because we did, you guys did.
The Wendigo.
Yep.
And that
got good views.
Yeah,
so
really
I was thinking we need to maybe do another when we get after the investigation.
Yeah. Pick one and do a deep
dive. Yep. So... But yeah, what do you guys think? You know, let us know in the comments, either here on TikTok or on YouTube there. Let us know in the comments what you guys think of the story.
Yeah, just because the house foundations weren't there doesn't mean that it couldn't have been a ghost.
That's true.
It could have been somebody who was out chopping firewood in the dead of winter and got lost in the woods and passed away out there.
Right.
You know, they're trying to tell him, hey, look, my skeleton's over here. You can help my family.
That's a possibility.
You know,
or someone got attacked by a bear or something out there, you know. Right. Because that's like a reoccurring story that we see all the time is, you know, someone warning, you know, getting warned by a spirit or whatever.
Like, hey, there's bears in the area. They got me.
Yeah.
And bears are sneaky, man. We got gators. But yeah, it's a really good story. Lots of detail.
Yeah.
Like he says exactly where he was and what he was doing, what time it was.
Yeah, I wish he would have gave us more detail on the figure.
On what the thing looked like, yeah.
So when you guys send your stuff in, hint, you know, right. Obvious hint,
go into...
Give us detail.
Super detail.
Super detail.
Yeah.
So,
And if you like this story, go follow that guy, the ADK Explorer. He has like 19 followers.
Yeah.
And his page is really cool. He takes a lot of nature photos and stuff in the backcountry. It's really good.
Really go check him out. He's here on TikTok.
For right now.
Speaking of, so next weekend, obviously, will be our last TikTok.
Yeah.
If they're closing TikTok down on the 19th.
Shut it down.
So are you switching to Lemonade?
I've already been over to Lemonade.
Okay, so I've already I'm getting invitations to Lemonade like crazy.
The last time they threatened to close down TikTok, I started Lemonade account. But
we'll probably do a lot of Instagram because you have like 24,000 followers on Instagram.
And the YouTube, we can go live on the YouTube.
Then we go live on YouTube. So, you know what? And it'd probably be easier for us to do OBS and go live on everything at the same time.
Yeah.
So TikTok's the only one that's holding us back from doing OBS lives on everything.
Yeah, they won't give us a stream key.
They wouldn't give us a stream key. So, but now they're handing them out.
Yeah,
they're like,
course.
live studio's available now. Well,
now that the party's over.
Yeah, you want everybody to make as much money as you can right now. So
the last second.
The last second.
Stupid advocates.
So yeah, we'll probably be on Instagram. We'll do Instagram lives. We'll do hell. We could even do Facebook Live all at the same time because I know OBS can do 4.
That's the easiest because it's already set up.
Yeah. So they do. I know OBS will do 4 different lives at the same time, and then we could look at because we're going to go through OBS, we can start looking at microphones.
Yeah.
So since we'll run everything through OBS.
Yeah. If you know any sponsors, they want to send us a Shure.
The Shure Pod mic.
Yeah, they got an extra $800 laying around.
Actually, they're only $100 a piece.
Are they really?
Yeah, they sound really good. Robin can verify that. Well, that's the thing. You've got a good mic. I've got a good mic. If we had the right board that we could put 2 powered mics into, then we could do that because we both have good mics. But I'd like to have 2 pod mics. It'd be nice. Yeah. Then we don't have to have a powered board.
I just think that Fi-Fine Amazon thing is just overloaded trying to run 2 mics at the same time.
Yeah, that's mine. Mine'll run 2 mics.
Yeah. But that thing isn't. That's made for just one person.
So, but, there you go. There we go. Feel free to, if you guys need to get rid of your coins by next week, you know where to send them.
Right. People are stingy with their coins.
Yep. They're going to go away next Sunday anyway, so if you have any coins lying around, feel free to throw them over this direction so we can buy some new microphones. Just saying, hint, hint, and all that stuff.
Yeah, you'll see us over in the beautiful landscape format instead of the...
Yep. Well, you'll actually be able to see us like YouTube sees us.
Yeah.
So
go over to YouTube and watch live.
Yep. We'll do it that way.
Yeah.
Do YouTube lives on same time, 8:00 Central, and we'll definitely do that for sure. Let's see. Follow us on all the other social medias, right? Because obviously this one's going away.
If this one goes away, then come over to the Instagram, the Facebook, whatever.
All that stuff. R.S. Curtis and the Real Veritas Project and everything. I'm Investigator Todd on everything. But yeah, I mean, kind of there. Next week, we'll do the live.
We'll do live investigation
next week.
And then that'll be the end of TikTok.
It'll be the end of TikTok, yeah. Watch it cut off at midnight. We're just we're mid-investigation. It's boop, it goes away. Yeah. So, oh well, it is what it is.
Yeah.
So.
What are you going to do? That's how the government is.
Yep. So, for you guys on YouTube, if you're joining us for the first time, make sure you like, comment, share it, hit the notification bell. Subscribe.
It don't cost nothing.
Don't cost nothing.
Like it.
Do us a solid. If you've got an extra phone, go ahead and just run the podcast.
Yeah, just put the playlist on and just watch the whole thing.
It's corn. It's a big lump of knobs. It has the juice. It has the juice.
Yeah, we have a lot of videos on there now.
I know I've streamed them.
Telling me there was 200 something.
Yeah, we're up to 200 something. Yeah, with all the shorts and everything.
Isn't that crazy?
Yep. So I know that Robin's been streaming the live. I've been streaming the live on my second phone. So our watch hours should be climbing.
Yeah, it is trending up. So that's good.
And the more that other people watch it, the more that the more it'll put us out there. So that being said.
Yeah, if you're like Marty Bird and you got a burner phone, just put us on there and just leave it.
That's what I've got that extra phone that I use for TikTok that I just put it on there and let it play. So.
Got Scott's new Motorola over there.
Oh, Bob found a phone perfect for paranormal investigations.
Oh, yeah.
So I know you kind of touched base on it a few months ago.
I forgot what it was even called now.
Oh, well, that's a bummer. But it comes with infrared.
Yeah, infrared and heat. And it's built in a rugged case.
Yeah, and it's only $500 compared to $1,000.
And it's replaceable. It's modular too.
Yep.
Because it was made for like police and firemen and stuff like that. So, like if the sensor on your infrared camera gets burned up, you can
pop it out
and put a new one in. This company sells replacements for everything.
It's good stuff.
Yeah, it was really cool. I found it on Amazon.
So,
but you can run like Ghost Tube or any of those things and use your infrared camera at the same time.
Awesome.
Yeah,
that's good stuff.
Is ridiculously awesome.
Yep. Thank you, Rhea. Rhea says I'm looking snazzy tonight.
Yay!
So I was just feeling saucy. I was hoping my hat would come in. I could wear my hat tonight, but it didn't show up. It was supposed to be there by 8. But God forbid the United States Postal Service deliver anything to my door. I always have to go pick it up at the post office.
Ridiculous. I've had so many packages just disappear into the St. Louis sorting center. Just never heard from again.
So, ease what it is.
Yeah. What are you going to do?
Right. So, I guess we'll wrap up the podcast. Yeah. We'll hang out on TikTok for a little bit.
Yep.
But thank you again for joining us on the podcast. And next week, don't forget live investigation.
Yep.
Hit the notification, subscribe, all that good stuff. Watch us, get our watch hours up there. Share us out to anybody that you think would enjoy the podcast. We always talk paranormal, cryptids, conspiracy theory. If you're into that kind of stuff, that's what you're going to find with us. So don't forget Teespring, merchandise on Teespring.
Yeah, for a short time.
For a short time. We're going to be moving. We're getting rid of Teespring. Also, Patreon. Follow us on Patreon.
Yeah.
Become a Patreon member. If you become a paid member, you get the postcards every month. This is this month's postcard. It's a little father time with the death sickle there.
Then you get to be involved in the selection.
And then you also... you'll be immortalized on our Patreon.
You'll be in the end of every video.
You'll be in the end of every video. Did you decide if we're going to do a bag giveaway?
Yeah, we are.
All right, so we're going to do a ghost bag giveaway.
Yep.
We're a paranormal investigation bag giveaway. Mm-hmm. And what we're going to do is we're going to figure out questions or things.
We're going to hide stuff.
We're going to hide stuff in the video, or we're going to ask questions about things from past podcasts.
Yeah.
So that way you have to go back and look.
Right.
And the person that comes up with, if we ask, 20 questions or whatever.
Right.
The first person that comes up with the correct 20 questions or 25 questions, however many we do, we'll get the bag.
There you go. It's pretty. I've been building it myself, so it has an EMF detector, really sensitive EMF detector. I played with it already to make sure it works. It has one of those flashlights that I like. That's in between the spectrum of black light and infrared, or what do you call it? The
regular light?
No, the one that makes you sick. UV.
UV, okay.
Yeah, so it's right in the middle of black light and UV light, so it makes like stains glow really bright.
Nice.
But it still does black light stuff too, so you can use your camera. And then I have a SB7 that's in transit.
Right on.
So we're going to give you a SB7, a speaker, a black light flashlight, and a bag, EMF detector, and a bag.
Yep.
So that's
a really solid starter kit.
Yeah.
And we'll do that. Like I said, we'll get some questions together or hide some Easter eggs in some of the podcasts or whatever. Yeah. I think going back and getting questions from previous podcasts, I think would be the best way, because then that gets people to go back and look.
Right.
So
that's not a cheap little giveaway either.
No.
It's going to be super nice.
Yep. So, if you're a fan, you can go back through and once we get the questions together, we'll get them out there for everybody.
A good way for somebody to get their feet into the paranormal investigation. We're going to give you a kit. You can just take it and go.
Right. Alrighty. So, once again, thanks everybody for joining us on the podcast. And remember,
stay curious
and find the truth, and we'll catch you next time. Bye, everybody.
See ya.